Hello everybody and welcome back to the Big Joey channel, and today I'm going to be coming at you with something a little new. Today I'm going to be doing a list of top 5 junglers for Conquest. So what I'm going to be doing is for the next couple days a top 5 for each position in Conquest. And with these lists I hope to put these out for people that these is meant for people that already know Smite. You've been playing for a while, you know, you've hit level 30, but you want to take the jump into Conquest, but you don't know where to start. So I'm going to be starting off with the jungle role. So without further ado, I'm going to hop right in. This top 5 list is not necessarily the best gods, but more of the safest picks. These picks that you could just dive into and you could play, and they're a little easier to use than other gods. So right off the back, first I'm going to dive in. It's going to be BATZ, and as you can see, the difficulty is easy and he excels in high single target damage. Now the great thing about BATZ is you're going to take a look at his abilities, and he has decent clear, which you're going to be using Sacred Monkey to clear. He has pretty good cone ability. He has the somersault, which also gives a slow. So Runeforge Hammer is an option on BATZ if you want to be getting that. So he has good clear, and his ult is a really good team fight ult. So his ult is AoE ability that steers enemies away from the totem. So this is really an ability you can take advantage of in Conquest in narrow spaces. You know, you're going to go engage at the Gold Fury, boom, jump in, fear no evil, steal the Gold Fury. Fire Giant, steal Fire Giant. It's really good for stealing objectives and peeling people off of objectives and winning those close quarter around the edge fights. So that's why I'm going to be coming at you at number 5 with BATZ. Number 4, and this is all pretty much my opinion of what I think. So number 4, I'm going to dive into THOR. Now THOR, no, don't be scared of the difficulty. His difficulty is hard because THOR is just one of those gods that even if you don't really know how to play THOR, you can play THOR. He is also for more experienced players. If you're a really good player and you hop onto THOR, you're going to be able to use him. But THOR by himself is an easy to use god. So he has his hammer throw, great for clearing wave. Tectonic Rift, you have CC, and Berserker's Rage, you have an AoE. Boom, you cover everything with those first 3, and then you get into your ult, which is a great team fight starter, great for signaling out people. Maybe you just rotated into the solo lane, you pick somebody off, boom, hit him with the ult, you get the gank, you and the solo laner get the kill. Same thing with ganking. It's really easy to pick certain players off, or maybe start team fights. Maybe they're 5-man bunched, you come out of the jungle, and boom, you just landed a 5-man ult, and your team just wiped them. So Thor's a really safe pick, and he sees a lot of play. So in the SPL, obviously, he's really come back into meta. So that's why at number 4 is THOR. Number 3, we're going to go into THANATOS. Now, THANATOS is also one of those gods that anybody could really use him. But if you're good, you can take advantage of him. But he's really easy to get into. So we have his first ability, which is a Scythe. And essentially what it is, it's going to hit them big, but also you're going to be taking a percentage of their max health. So regardless, he's a really good assassin for shredding solo laners early. So you get a good Scythe off, you're going to hit him for the 100 damage, plus 10% of their max HP. So he's really great for early lane ganking, and once you get fed at the beginning with THANATOS, the snowball is immense. Scent of Death, you have the buff for the penetration, movement speed. Soul Reap, which is a cone ability, it's a good AoE. You pretty much start off with Soul Reap for clearing wave. And then Hovering Death, your ultimate, which is essentially an insta-kill. Once they get into a certain threshold, you'll be able to insta-kill anybody. Or you can use it also to start to pick people off. You get the 1-second stun, you hit them with that, it's only going to deal 90 damage, but while they're stunned, you hit them with the Death Sight. He's a really solid god. Once he snowballs, he can take over games by himself. The only problem is if you do get behind with gods like him and Thor, you become kind of useless, but also his auto attacks are a cleave, so you will get an AoE on the last attack. So he's really good for clearing buffs. All in all, a really solid jungle choice. So that's going to be number 3. Number 2. Now, number 2 is going to be AWILIX. Now, AWILIX is also in the same tier, I think, as, you know, anybody could use her, but the good people are great with her. So AWILIX is pretty simple to use. Right off the back, you have your mount, so you have an ability that essentially lets you move faster. You get the 25% movement speed, and you can cancel out of it, and it doesn't trigger the cooldown, so you can easily use it to go across the map. Feather Step, which will you be using to pretty much clear camps. Get your 3 strikes, and Feather Step. Oh, get 2 strikes, Feather Step on the 3rd. You hit the whole wave. Moonlight Charge, also a great line ability, and it knocks up enemies if you hit them from the side or behind. And now the only hard part comes with the Gravity Surge ult, which really is, it's a pull ult that can only be activated if an enemy is knocked up. So that's what the Moonlight Charge is, but it's not as hard to combo it as it may seem at first. A couple tries with AWILIX and you can jump right in, and you'll be learning how to combo Feather Step into Moonlight Charge into Gravity Surge. Or if your team has people with knock-up, it's easy to actually hit the ult. So AWILIX is really good for singling out solo players. If you know you're in a team fight and their support pushes up too far, boom, you get the knock-up, pull them in, they're just down their support, and you have the 4v5 advantage. She's also a really good 1v1 god. If you catch somebody in a corner 1v1, even if you're same level, more than likely you'll win. Once you hit level 3, you're pretty set, and once you hit level 5, people are going to be fearing you no matter where you are on the map, because they're just going to be feared being pulled. So she is all around a really good jungle, and that's number 2. And for number 1, SUSANO lands on my list. And SUSANO also is a little on the harder side because you have to manage certain things like auto attack canceling, but he's also pretty easy to get a hold of because he has really high damage dealing abilities right off the bat. So his first move, Storm Kata, is a 3-step attack, and between each one you could auto attack cancel, but if you don't really know how to do that, you can still easily use it to clear camps and wave. Wind Siphon, a great pull, so you know, pull somebody into a fight if they're overextending, your team wails on them. Jet Stream, a little projectile, you throw it out, you can teleport to the projectile, so you can use it to start fights, you can use it to get out of fights. And then last you have Typhoon, which is pretty much you throw down a Typhoon, and it's mainly, you know, you pull their team in, drop your Typhoon on them, boom. And his passive is really just, the more abilities you have on cooldown, the faster you move. So it's 4% per cooldown. So at the most, you could have an extra 12% or a 16%, 12% cooldown if you have all abilities on cooldown. So, and Susano is just an all-around great god. You could do a lot of things with Susano. Even if you're not that great, Susano's still a really good pick. So that is going to be that for the top 5. And I think a little honorable mention is ARACHNE. She's not too hard to use, really. She's really not a great team presence fighter. She's more of picking off. She's 1v1ing. You catch somebody in the back line, you take them out, you know, you hit them with their webs to slow them down, pop your Cocoon Venom Bite, boom, you kill them, and then you ult out. Or if you're really crazy, you ult into the fight, taking out people in the back line, and you, again, run away with your webs maybe. So she's a great 1v1 fighter. She's also good for clearing out camps because she does have the spiders. And another honorable mention has to go to CAMAZOTZ because he does have the cleave on his attacks, so you will get to hit all of the jungle camps with the 3rd attack if you're attacking the big one. and his abilities are really meant for clearing. You have the Screech if you put it on the big creeps. You have his Vampire BATZ. Also, you put that, well, Vampire BATZ on the big creep after they've been marked, and you get a heal, and you get a buff vampirism that lasts 210 seconds. Devour, you know, he has a little leap, and you do kill yourself once you hit. And Bats Out of Hell, which you can use to chase down enemies or run away from enemies. But let's say and the enemies turn the corner, boom, they get rooted or something, boom, you can hit all the enemies, and you're going to get a bonus damage of 10% per god. So you can hit multiple gods. Say you have a good guardian that knows how to set up, so he works really well. And that's going to be it for this really, I guess, episode of Top 5s. So these are really just kind of the easier jungles to get into. Next list, I'll focus on solo lane, because I think solo lane and jungle really correspond closely. And then after that, I will go to mid, and then the carry lane, and then the the ADC, and then the support. I hope these lists are useful to people, and it really helps them get into Smite. I know Smite has a higher learning curve, but once you kind of get a basic knowledge for it, it's really easier to get in. As always, if I've missed anything and maybe you disagree with some of the lists, leave a comment. Who do you think are good junglers that are easy to hop into for really newcomers? And if you like the videos I'm doing, like, subscribe, tell your friends. It's always good to have more supporters. And like always, this is going to be Big Joey signing off.